Hi guys, you're welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Ria and I'm a lifestyle and immigration content creator living in Dublin, Ireland. If this is your first time seeing my face, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming. Please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up if you end up liking it. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit the notification bell beside the subscribe button. So as you guys can see from the title of this video, I will be talking about 6 reasons why I think that you should actually choose Ireland as the country that you want to work, live and settle in. If this is some piece of information that you'd want to know, or if you want to find out why I'm saying this, what my reasons are, then you should definitely keep on watching. My very first reason is because Ireland is a very diverse and multicultural country. I would say that there are a good number of international companies that are in Ireland, so it's only fair and it's only okay for them to actually employ a good number of foreigners in these companies. I think every country has someone living in Ireland, to be honest, like from the Chinese to Africans to Arabians to Japanese people, Asians in general. Ireland is such it's such a welcoming and very diverse country, and if you want to go to a place where you don't want to feel like a stranger, or you don't want to be like the only person out of 30 people when you walk on the road, then Ireland is that country. You having your people with you just makes you feel more relaxed, and aside from just being with your people, it gives you the chance to be able to get to know like other people from other countries, know them, network with them, learn their culture, bond with them, be friends with them, be colleagues with them. It just gives you the grace to know people outside your race, and I feel like that is actually such a beautiful thing, to be very, very honest. So the one reason I would say that you should actually come to Ireland, because it's not really every country that I would say is actually diverse. I think some countries you would see that 90% of them are like from that particular country. You would hardly see foreigners in those countries. My second point would be because Ireland offers a very great work and life balance situation. So when I was working in Nigeria, as an undergraduate, I did like the whole intern thing, and even when I was done schooling for a year, I was working full time. Or like comparing where I was working in Nigeria and how my life was in terms of work-life balance compared to what I'm receiving here in Ireland, there's a whole lot of difference. For example, let's start with the pay. Back in Nigeria, whatever you earn is not calculated per hour, right? It's just a general thing. So you could be earning, let's say, like 50,000 naira, for the month. So you could go to work 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Sometimes you could even be there for like till 7 p.m. if the workload is so much. Sometimes you could even be working till 8 p.m. Sometimes you could even take the work home. All of these hours that you're using, aside from the supposed 9 to 5 that you're meant to work, is not being accounted for when it comes to payment. Unlike Ireland, you're actually being paid per hour, right? So for every hour that you work, you get paid for it. If you end up staying like an extra hour from when you're supposed to be working, you end up being paid for the extra hour. Sometimes in some companies, even working like overtime even pays you double than you would even earn on a proper working hour. So that's one difference. The second thing under work and life balance would be using my own job as an example, right? I work only 4 days in a 7-day period, just 4 days, and I have 3 days off for myself. 4 days, 3 days, it's already looking balanced in my head. The only con to working 4 days and being 3 days off in a week for me is the fact that the days that I do work, I work 10 hours 30 minutes in a day, although I have like an hour 15 minutes break out of that, but it could be very, very mentally stressing, and also depends on the workload that you have to do each day. Some days would be very chill, some days would be very, very annoying and mentally exhausting. So that would be like the only con, because of the amount of hours that I've been working. But for the fact that I'm working 4 days in a week and I'm off 3 days, it just already gives me the grace to be able to do more things that I would normally do. And another thing is that my work is actually remote. Like in Nigeria, I know that there are really some remote jobs and whatnot, but from what I know, when I was in Nigeria, like you will hardly find like a proper 100% remote job. Like they'll always want you to come to the office, and I think that that's fair. They can't be having companies and having buildings and people are not there, right? But with my job currently, I'm working remotely, so if I want to travel or go and stay in my friend's place, I could do that. I don't don't necessarily have to think, oh, I need to go into the office. I could carry my laptop if I don't want to use the system, and I could actually work from anywhere literally. So it still gives me the balance of having to travel and still work, having to go literally anywhere and still work, not being confined to the fact that I always have to appear in the building. And then the 3 days being off, it's just so much. It's so sweet. And actually for me, that is, you know, doing content creation on the side, giving like an extra day to be able to focus on, you know, my side hustle. And I feel like it's actually just really great. I know that with Nigeria, I don't know if the four days in, 3 days out thing works there. When I was there, I didn't have that. So that's also another reason I would say that there is a great, you know, work and life balance when you're working in Ireland compared to, I don't know about any other country, but why I'm always comparing with Nigeria, because that's where I'm from and I've actually worked in such environments, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. So my third point would be that Ireland is an English, and I think that Ireland is not just an English, I think it's the only English speaking country as the first language in the whole of Europe. I know a couple of people like, oh, I want to work in Europe, I want to settle down in Europe, Europe is cheap, blah blah blah, but sometimes like the language barrier could, like, you know, throw some people off. If you're looking to come to Europe and, like, you know, settle in here and you don't want to learn the language, learning language is like very difficult for you, it's not your forte, I would say that Ireland is actually the place to choose, because in Ireland, although that they, you know, have their own language, I think that everybody here speaks English as the first language. Like, you would barely be in Ireland and you'll be hearing them speak like the native language to you, unlike countries like, you know, Germany, Poland. So Ireland is that place that speaks total English. If you're looking to, even if school and work, or even settling and you don't want to, you know, learn languages, it's not your thing, you're thinking of where you want to go to and you won't have to really stress about that, then Ireland is definitely your choice. And that's also one reason I would actually say you would come to Ireland and work and, you know, settle. The fourth reason why I would say you should actually come to Ireland to study is that you're able to apply for citizenship in 5 years. From my research, I've discovered that not every country allows you to even become a citizen, regardless of how long you've actually lived there. Countries like United Arab Emirates, Dubai, I heard that if like stay there for 10 years, 11 years, you don't have the grace or the liberty to apply for, you know, the whole citizenship program. And Ireland is not like that. You can literally come to Ireland and in 5 years, or not within 5 years, in 5 years you can actually, you know, apply and get like the passport. And who wouldn't want to get an Irish passport? An Irish passport is it's a strong one. Ireland has a very, very strong passport, to be honest. It has a lot of benefits, it has a lot of opportunities that come with it. So if you're looking to decide, you know, what country that you want to go to, the country that allows you to, you know, apply for citizenship, if you're thinking of your family and, you know, your future and where you want to settle, I would say don't think too much about it. If you're coming here using the student route and you kind of get a job that would sponsor you and like the process is just really smooth for you, I would just say stick around a little bit longer and apply for citizenship, get the passport, because it's not like being from, you know, where you're from, it's not enough. But if we are being honest, Ireland has a very strong passport. It has a lot of benefits, a lot of opportunities. So yeah, you can actually apply for citizenship in 5 years if you're in Ireland. So I mean, why not come here if you're looking to, you know, get the citizenship. My fifth point why I would say that you should actually come to Ireland to work, this one is not really to work, but it's to work if you're a content creator. If it will work for you if you're like a content creator, maybe like a photographer, cinematographer, this reason would actually favor you. So I would say that almost every corner in Ireland is Instagram worthy, mostly because of the greens. Like, I'm talking about nature. So if you're someone that is in love with nature, in love with a lot of greens, the sunset views, a lot of things that's very cinematic, very aesthetically pleasing, then Ireland should be your option. It's a great option for people that are into this category. You would actually have a lot of things to make out of it. Ireland is a very, very gorgeous country, and the greens and the nature and the views and everything put together, Ireland is a very great place when it comes to that. So every corner, I would say, not every corner, but I would say most corners in Ireland are Instagram worthy. So baby, if you're looking for that, then you should actually consider it as one of the reasons you should come to Ireland to work and study and probably settle in. And my last point for today would be the leave credits. So I'm talking about the annual leave credits, right? So for example, in Nigeria, I don't really know how much annual leave that is being given, because I never took annual leave when I was working, even as an intern, even working full time. I don't think the environment was very encouraging, or they actually really spoke about annual leave from what I can remember. So I wouldn't really say so much, but when I was doing the whole research and whatnot, I think it's just a couple of days. A couple is 2, so it's more than that. So I would say maybe about 2 weeks. If I'm wrong, correct me. If you know for a fact how many days the annual leave is in Nigeria, please leave it down in the comment section. I don't really know because I didn't really get to take annual leave because it was not a discussion. And then compared to being in Ireland, and also compared to like other countries, for example the Philippines, I think that in the Philippines the annual leave credit is just for 12 days according to my research. I don't know if it has increased by now or if it has reduced, but from what I know, in Ireland, having worked here for a couple of years now, the annual leave is 25 days. That's almost a month. I know that some companies would say 22, some companies would say 21, some companies would say even 20, but I don't think that there's any company that says anything less than 20. If there is and you're working full time, then I don't think that's part of the law. I would say if you don't use your annual leave in like the year, you can kind of like roll over to like I think March. That's what the law actually permits, like the next year. So aside that, so I'm trying to say that Ireland gives you the opportunity to not just work but also enjoy yourself. This is like also like another thing that we say, work and life balance. And then recently there is this news that has come up saying that I think within the coming years we would also start being paid for being sick. I mean, not every day. You can't call in 2 weeks sick and expect to be paid for those 2 weeks. I think it's just a few days, I think about 2 days or so, that you get paid for the whole year if you call in sick. And I think that that is such a very great improvement compared to where we're coming from, where you know, if you get sick you can't, we don't bother paying you for it. And the government having to come up with this, you know, new rule that says that at least within the coming years, I don't know when it's actually officially starting, but you're able to get paid for at least 2 days. And I think that that's actually something, and that's like also another benefit. Trust me, there are lots of benefits that, you know, has to do with Ireland and working here and settling here and living here. But like these 6 ones that I have just mentioned to you are like my top 6 that I would actually present and say that, you know what, yeah, you can actually come here and work, because these reasons I have given you are quite solid. Yeah, they're solid reasons. If you have questions, please don't forget to leave it down in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I'm just plugging my #1 sponsor again as usual, MoneyJar. If you haven't downloaded MoneyJar at this point, I don't know what you're waiting for. You should definitely download MoneyJar. MoneyJar is that app that you are able to use and get your IBAN or account number in less than 5 minutes, especially if you're watching this kind of video and you're looking to come here to work in Ireland. I mean, you would want an IBAN within a short period of time, and MoneyJar offers that opportunity when you're able to get your IBAN in less than 5 minutes. I mean, what more could be sweeter than that, you know, so that your employer starts paying you ASAP. So yes, please download MoneyJar. I'm still and always going to be leaving the link down in my description box, so you should definitely check that out. And yeah, download MoneyJar today and thank me later. Thank you so much guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now. My name is Ria and I love you guys.